Well, interesting to see the restraint on show from the Labour Party, who managed to go literally days after the end of the EU transition period before already talking about the prospect of rejoining the European Union. Yes, I'm not making this up. A Labour MP already talking about the prospect of her and her colleagues campaigning through the Labour Party for the UK to rejoin the European Union. At least she was honest, I guess, but it does show you, I think, this kind of sort of hardline position we may see in the future from the Labour Party. As I said, just days after this declaration coming, just days after the EU transition period ended. I'm going to bring you all the very latest in this report, guys. But as ever, please help me out by hitting the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss the next video. I would really appreciate that. And give this video a big thumbs up. That really helps me out as well. Now, this is the MP for Canterbury, Rosie Duffield, ex-front bencher. This is an interview she did with the Huffington Post, in which, to be fair, she was honest. She said Labour MPs are desperate to rejoin the European Union, but will have to wait at least 5 years. Well, that's very big of them, isn't it? But we'll eventually try and shift the leadership, and it will be, quite the sight, won't it, as the country moves on, grasps Brexit competitive advantage as an independent, self-governing nation. In the years to come, we could see the Labour Party squabbling about this ridiculous idea of rejoining the EU that we left on the mandate voted for by 17.4 million Brits. And of course, since that happened, we saw many in the Labour Party try to water down, try to stop, try to overturn the referendum result. As I said, I think what you'll see happen is the country move on and these ridiculous, very fringe arguments be made from the sidelines by some hardliners in the Labour Party. Rosie Duffield telling HuffPost UK's Commons People podcast that Labour MPs, including frontbenchers, voted for Boris Johnson's deal with a heavy heart and haven't given up on EU membership. And of course, we did see Keir Starmer urging Labour MPs to vote for the deal. She's quoted, Rosie Duffield quoted as saying, "We will try and shift the leadership as and when it needs to shift towards rejoining, I would imagine." She goes on to say the majority of the parliamentary party wanted us to remain and were campaigning really hard. Interesting that she's reminding the British public of this. We're campaigning really hard on that, and towards the end, almost all those people had signed up towards a people's vote. Of course, the losers vote from people who simply refused to accept that 2016 referendum result. And she even said that all of that hurt is still there, and we are desperate to rejoin if we possibly can, I think, at heart. Even going on to say that campaigners in Canterbury, she said, had already started to think about a rejoin campaign. And although this was HuffPost UK, Guido Fawkes actually clipped this. So this is the HuffPost Commons People podcast, but clipped here, courtesy of Guido Fawkes. Just have a listen to this.
The majority of the Parliamentary Labour Party wanted us to remain and were campaigning really hard on that. And towards the end, almost all of those people had signed up towards a people's vote. So the majority of us, we don't need converting again. We've done all that kind of gelling together, if you like. It was pretty hellish, voting last year 2-3 in the morning on these deals and things, and all the amendments we put forward. So all of that hurt is still there. We're still desperate to rejoin if we possibly can, I think, at heart. But yeah, it does depend on negotiating with Labour Party policy.
Yeah, and would the end goal then to get the leadership to back rejoin, or would it be something like single market membership or something, closer relationship with Europe?
Certainly a closer relationship, and then there are people like me who want to rejoin, obviously, but I think getting those bits back, even in increments, is better than nothing. We're going to all see that this is going to be not very good for trade.
Would you join the euro?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, actually. I mean, in a way, why not? In a way, why not at least look at it? I'm not an economics expert. I'm not going to pretend to be, but that it could be on the table, couldn't it? Yeah.
So there you have it, the rejoin campaign. Seemingly something we can expect to see from the Labour Party in the months and years ahead. Though it should be noted, of course, that despite a lot of these people telling us time and time and time again that the British public had changed their mind somehow, and that we didn't know what we were voting for, and that we all wanted now to remain, and yet every single public vote, whether it be a European election or a general election, or, of course, the referendum itself, the Remainers lost every time because, of course, the British mainstream public opinion was right behind Brexit all the way through. And if you just look now, as Britain Elects posted a Kantar poll in December about staying out of the EU versus applying to rejoin, you'll see that 34% stay out, 32% apply to rejoin. Actually breaks down, excluding don't knows and non-voters, as 52-48, of course. But on a serious note, guys, I do think this shows you, in the years to come, not just from the Labour Party, but you'll see it from the Lib Dems and you'll see it from the Greens, I suspect, this ridiculous idea that we throw away Brexit competitive advantage, we throw away our independence, and we lump back in with the EU. We don't do global trade deals on our own. We don't control our own borders. We hand all of this power back. I think as time goes on, it will look even more absurd. But it shows you, doesn't it, just how hardline the position is of some of these Remainers. Rather than focusing really on maximising the Brexit opportunities, they are already talking just days after the end of the EU transition period of seeking to campaign, of pushing for the UK to rejoin the European Union. Frankly, I find it laughable. It ain't going to happen. We're out. We're going to stay out. And if Labour MPs want to go around the country patronising the British public yet again, they can. But I suspect they'll find at the ballot box, yet again, it won't be a very popular position for them to stand on. Interested to hear what your thoughts are on this talk of Labour MPs potentially seeking to rejoin the European Union, guys. What do you make of this? Are you surprised that Labour MP is already talking about this, as I said, just days after the end of the EU transition period? Do let me know what you make of this, guys. And if you have found this report helpful and informative, as ever, really helps me out if you give this video a big thumbs up. As I said, let me know what you make of this in the comments below, guys. And remember that if you want to become a member here on the channel and get the supporters badge next to your name there, do hit the join button. See the link in the top pinned comment if you'd like to become a member here on the channel. Would really appreciate your support. And of course, guys, as ever, thanks for watching.